This team has been characterized, like you said, by relentlessness all season long. If not, they wouldn't have gotten into a 7-6 semifinal against a team that's in the Champions League final. Can I just say one thing before we go to break? I really hope on Monday we're talking about the football, like in the Copa del Rey final, and not crying about the referees.
Because Barcelona currently sit at the top of La Liga with 79 points, and Real Madrid are right under them with 75 points. So it's kind of really anyone's game in a way at this moment as we get close to the end of the season. Now, guys, switching gears to this game, for Barcelona to be coming off that loss where it really was anyone's game against Inter Milan 2 days ago, do you feel that maybe it's good for them to then play Real Madrid in a Clásico this weekend and have a really big game to look forward to and to switch gears to?
Yeah, it's almost like a palate cleanser for Barcelona, right? Because they have such a bitter taste in their mouth with the form that they were eliminated from the Champions League in devastating, dramatic fashion and an all-timer against Inter, right? So for them to switch gears, obligated to switch gears, right, is a pretty big moment for them where they could decide the La Liga title fight. La Liga could be decided on Sunday in Barcelona's favor. If they win or if they draw 4 points, more likely than not if they win, because Barcelona has an incredibly tricky schedule after that. They have to go to Espanyol, Derby. Then they play Villarreal and Athletic Club. So it behooves Barcelona, if they don't want to suffer for the last month of this season, take care of business at home against Real Madrid and bounce back in fashion against your rival that hasn't beat you all season long.
Crazy that it was just, like a month ago, not even that Real Madrid or Barca had the chance for a treble, and now they could walk away, maybe just one trophy, either one at the end of the season. I mean, Tom, for Real Madrid to potentially be able to overtake and eventually win La Liga, because it does feel like it comes down to a Clásico this week. I mean, how important is that for Real Madrid after such a up and down season in a way?
Yeah, and particularly the tenor of the last 6 weeks and the conversations and realities of what was going on with Real Madrid over the last 6 weeks. It feels like there was nothing to play for. We're talking about Carlo Ancelotti leaving. What do we need to do in the summer? What do they need to do? Who are they going to bring in? And it's like, wait a minute. They win El Clásico here. They're right in that title race. That would put them a point behind. Again, still, they won't control their own destiny, which is disappointing and unfortunate. But in the locker room and training, it's got to be, hey, if we win this, we're right in the title race. And we've got them on their heels, and we've got them backpedaling. So why not, right? But it just feels different that it's like, oh, season was over. The season had so much disappointment. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, we had a little face-off theme earlier today, so you guys face off against each other. Tom's
we should have done the high five like they did.
You guys are going to give me 3 keys as to why Real Madrid and Barca could win this weekend. Darian, let's start with you. Why can't Real Madrid get the win?
Okay, let's get to it. They need this win. So first off, their defensive discipline. You have to work harder than we've seen this team put in a shift defensively. That means Mbappe needs to come back, Vini needs to come back, Rodrigo needs to come back. You cannot just rely on Bellingham and Valverde and Modric to do all of the defensive and attacking work for you. So that needs to be key. Second, transition. Take a note out of Inter's book. Actually, the last 2 and 3. Transition and the late angled runs. Inter scored their goals from not the first ball, the second ball, the deeper run, the being tenacious following up, expecting the best in the attack. They need to have that mentality. And again, it's those runs from Rodrigo, from Vini, from Mbappe, whoever's coming in, whether it's Valverde at right back, which I hope he's in the middle of the pitch. I hope he's not at right back. But that's going to be an effective way to take advantage of the space that Barcelona, what did you say earlier? They die on their sword or something with the high line. That space is going to be open. There are those vulnerabilities, and Real Madrid can do it, and they need it.
Darren, I think the point that you make that's best here is the late angled runs, because that's such a specific and a nuance, but I think that's so important. And I almost struggled to understand why other teams weren't able to figure out the high press. After seeing it and knowing it's coming, and their timing is really, really great. Again, it's world class. But take 4 yards back and then make your run and make the second run.
That's easier said than done, though.
I understand.
I do think a lot of managers and a lot of players have been seeing how Barcelona has played and said exactly what you said.
And that's what I'm saying.
And then Barcelona goes out there and is doing this high wire act for the entire season, and they get it. They get it microscopically Right,
Yeah.
even against Real Madrid in that first iteration. And the Clásico, what, Mbappe was off by this much, and in today's era where you know if you're off by the tip of your nose hair, you know you're off. That's how much Mbappe was off by, and it's what they're willing to live by or die. You live by the sword and die by the sword, and that's how Barcelona's going to be.
So 3 keys for Barcelona, since we're talking about them. Tom.
For Barcelona, number 3, limit transition opportunities. That is where this team can and will be hurt if they're going to lose because of all the special quality that Real Madrid has in transition and all of the potential vulnerabilities, or just the very least, all of the space that these special attackers can run into. The biggest worry on Real Madrid is that they play like a collection of individuals and not a collective. Well, a collection of individuals in transition can still work. That is something that Barcelona need to limit. Number 2, for me, control the midfield. And I think those two things kind of go hand in hand because there will be less transition moments if you're controlling the game in the midfield. And that special trio for Barcelona and Pedri, De Jong, and to move forward like that and have the ball and not even just having the possession, but the territory, right? And number 1, I think most importantly for me, relentlessness. Both in the micro of pressure this back line, pressure the make. Oh, they have all these injuries. This team is down. Be relentless. Keep the ball. Continue to go again and again and again. That is the most special quality of this Barcelona team. Again, they weren't successful by the end of extra time, but this requires so much energy, so much physical and mental energy, and they were still going again and again and again. But in the macro, you just lost in the Champions League, a heartbreak, 120 minutes. It is really, really difficult. Be relentless mentally here. Keep going. Keep going.
This team has been characterized, like you said, by relentlessness all season long. If not, they wouldn't have gotten into a 7-6 semifinal against a team that's in the Champions League final. Can I just say one thing before we go to break? I really hope on Monday we're talking about the football, like in the Copa del Rey final, and not crying about the referees. Enough. I've had it with the crying from both teams. I get it, the Negreira stuff, and that Real Madrid is benefited, and all of this. Like the fans will be fans, and I get it, and that's what we're going to get on social media. But enough crying about the referees. I can't take it anymore. I cannot take it anymore.
Preach.
If Barcelona wins La Liga, will you come in with the Lamine Yamal 2 sunglasses, one here and one on the head? Will you do it?
Yeah, I'll
What about the bleach hair? What about the bleach hair? Let's start with bleach hair.
If they would have won El Triplete, I would have 100% done that. Those sunglasses, though, the ones on the top are good for cycling. I'll take that.
How about the bleach hair? I'll take either or if they win La Liga.
The ramen noodles? You think I'd be good with the ramen noodles?
Pull it off, a little Backstreet Boy in sync.
Yes, I think so.
He's going to ditch all that and have the braces instead.
I would love that, Darian. Let's convince him to do that.